Hey there, everybody. It's RCK, and I'm glad to have you back here again for our next episode of our Naba series here. Of course, I want to start lowering the number of turns we do each episode. Um, the videos were getting a little too long for me. Quite tiresome to sit here for an hour for them, and I usually run out of water about 20 minutes in. But regardless, we have a couple of battles here for this nation or for this turn. Is obviously turn 19. We're picking up where we left off of last episode. Not sure if I'll do three or four, depending on how episode 21 or 22 is. So let's go ahead and watch the first battle here. We have in the Hungry Seat where we are kind of raiding Lemuria a little bit because we know that they can't actually fight us back at the moment. From what we have heard through the grapevine, of course, is that Lemuria is under attack. Okay, they are fighting two separate nations here. Of course, one is that modded nation, Antigu or something like that, and the other one, I can't remember if the other one is Ulm. No, Ulm already has. She was at war with the other person, or if it was Pangea. I can't exactly remember. There was somebody else fighting them. I just don't remember who. Maybe I don't remember. But of course, we have I think we'll be fine against these guys. I mean, bronze spears here for 18 damage. I mean, a little risky. Lots of hit points here, but this is a pretty good-looking thug at this point with 3 experience pips, a heroic ability, get a way to gain life back, extra attack skills so they can actually hit things. What an 83 fatigue, not the best. Wish we were a little more fatigue neutral at the moment, and I don't know what shoe. We could have got some like nature, like reinvig shoes or something like that to really kind of help with our encumbrance here. That would have helped out a lot. So they have popped the glamour there, or think of it, misform as well, I believe. Yeah, misform. No, misform's still there. So I think they popped glamour, but they haven't popped misform yet. I think maybe not. If they're still dealing 1 damage, I think they haven't popped misform. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is his one. This is PD here. I'm surprised he put all these extra guys in here, but as you've seen, his blessed before shock resistance, fire resistance, magic resistance +3. So that is Astral 4. And then Undead Regeneration. And we start taking them out now. They're running away. So we have taken that province there. Very, very good. Yeah, it's a decent amount of PD there. I mean, it's not just one. I would just left one if I was playing Lemuria. Next, we have a battle here versus Independence. Now, of course, if you remember correctly, this was a throne last turn. So keep that in mind. I would have liked to split these guys up. You have to remember, no, this might actually be 2 squads. Yeah, this is 2 squads. Yeah, should split him up. Or, no, actually, if it is 2 separate squads, I believe these Desert Warriors are one of these guys or another. Instead of taking morale penalty, that's why they're all together. And of course, this is a level 1 throne. Extremely weak. Definitely brought a lot of power here to the battle. So we should take very, very few losses on this. I even take some friendly fire to these composite bows, but hopefully not. Alrighty, and that is that. Let's see. We took 3 losses for camel riders here, possibly due to archers. It's hard to really tell because all the falcons here do stack up. That this kind of shows the kills for them, even though they didn't only kill actually 3 of ours. They count the falcon kills as well. And then next we see something very interesting here. Now we have Pangea attacking Jotunheim here in the Canyon Range. Let's see this battle. Now this is southwest of their capital, from my I believe, and he's bringing a lot of white centaurs. Oh, This okay. This might go bad for Jotunheim. Attack skill +2, poison resistance, fire resistance, fate weaving, and awe. Woo, okay. So, fate weaving 16 versus MR. Anyone striking this unit will have their fate rewritten and suffer from misfortunes. For the next few rounds of battle, the effect can be resisted with a successful magical resistance check. And then we also see Awe here. So Awe 2. Do centaurs already have Awe 1? Is this why they have Awe 2? Interesting. And we have a lot of the. Actually, that's PD. Is this all PD? Pretty sure that is. Moscow, Jordan. I don't know if that's PD or not. That might be troops he's recruiting. But I'm telling you, those white centaurs, they are taking care of business here. Tearing apart these giants as they rout. Very, very unfortunate there for Jotunheim. And yeah, that was PD. Okay. They had a commander and a wolf rider there otherwise. And then Pangea only lost 2 satyrs, so very nice raid for them. No, okay, I was saying, I was like, I didn't think white centaurs had awe. That would be just kind of ridiculous to have them on top of this chassis already. But yeah, I was correct in thinking that they didn't. Um, I guess all just gives all 2. Interesting. Always kind of thought it was like all 1. I guess it could be all 2. So we had an unexpected event happen in the green swamps. We got plus 10 defense. That is very, very nice. We have finished a palisade. We finished another palisade and a farmland there. I believe this one is in our southern territory. We will go and check, of course, kind of near Jotunheim, or Jotunheim. Patrolling, killed 3 filthy bandits or brigands. The god Edoranor is permanently vanquished. So we have already have somebody leaving this game here at turn 20 or 19. Not 19, my goodness. We haven't even got to the second year yet, and Ulm has already killed somebody. Very, very interesting rush there from Ulm. More than likely, probably picked a good target there. I mean, from what it seemed like, the battle or the war was over extremely quickly. I'm going to keep raiding. I mean, these provinces are giving him 15 income a turn. And the reason why I decided to raid 102, possibly could have went for 115 as well, but why I decided to go 102, I did see those crossbows, is because if he's bringing reinforcements, troops from here, well, I mean, we can see what's in this province here, due to us this land connection here, and we can also see this one since we also neighbor it as well. But if he brought reinforcements from anywhere, he'd bring them from either this province here or this province. That's why I decided not to attack this one and instead hit this one. There is a possibility that his ghost units will move fast enough to move through 2 provinces, but I decided to go for this one anyway. You do see Lemuria here in the mountains. I don't know if they've just decided to just kind of kick them back into the mountains. I think they're trying to pressure them a little bit, but at the moment, this terrain here is making it extremely difficult to fight Lemuria. If you see all these red lines, of course, you can't move into those areas. Yeah, very, very difficult. We have a river crossing here, so you can only come in through this province this turn and attack 202 at Troll Canyons. Other than that, I mean, you can come here through Ulm or through this on the other side of the river and come through, of course, or go around the long way. But yeah, this is pretty defendable, especially for Ghost. They don't have to really worry about the passes as much, so it's very, very nice for them. Wow, interesting. And you want to be very, very careful here, just in case. I mean, you do not want to fight Lemuria in these cave provinces, because if you do, there's a difference between skills at that point between a ghost and a normal unit that you may have is going to be pretty devastating for you, honestly. So we did take that province there. 167 gold, my goodness. And we have the Throne of Flames. Very, very fitting for us, of course. Blessed troops get fire resistance +5. Cool, good. I mean, most of our blessed troops anyway have a fairly high fire resistance. Mainly look at the Malakas here. They do already have fire resistance 20. This here have fire resistance 5. These guys have 5. Muck Ribs don't have any, so that is a bonus to them. The Vanguard do have it, and they're at 5 too, so that boosts up to 10. And the Caribs don't have it as well, so that will give them a little bit. But more than likely, there will be, if there's any, there'd be very few of them in battles. More likely, there'll be the Muck Ribs, and even then they're more of a support role. So that is what's going on over here in the water provinces. Of course, we see here that we're moving our army this way to attack this throne at the same time with the other thing, or the other army here in the capital. Haven't caught any afflictions yet, but definitely need to keep in mind that there is something there. And this army is going to be catching some more afflictions. And I think it's when I'm sitting there, I notice it and I'm like, oh crap. But other than that, I mean, I think I do notice it fairly quickly. So we do have a very nice random that we got here, a very 10% random to get nature on this mage right here. So we're going to go send him out. Have a water and nature mage searching is going to be very valuable for us. We do recruit. No, we don't recruit anything. Maybe that's at a later period in time. I have an idea of what it is. I just don't think it happened yet. So yeah, trying to definitely start searching a little bit with water everywhere we go. Probably could definitely send these guys out too just to get some early searching because 5 research points isn't all that great. Otherwise, we are building a giant fortress here in 32. We're also building a temple. We already have a lab in place, so we can go ahead and start making our cribs very quickly from there. Same thing over here with LO 13. I was correct on the placement of this fortress. I'm going to build a giant fortress here, finish this in 3 turns. Since we're out of gold at the moment, we set this Carib here to just site searching, possibly building a temple or a lab next turn. We're building a giant palisade here in 33. I mean, I figured a fairly large province, 112 income. If it got raided, I would not be very happy with that. The placement of it is okay, since we're not actually placing forts beside each other. And one more turn here on 56. Very nice to have that together. Very nice province. And right now we just have them on him on researching. I mean, possibly we want to go ahead and start our income of blood slaves, but I just didn't really think about it at the time. Possibly, yeah, it'd be nice to be ready, but kind of blood's kind of down the line. It's like at 5, and we have some other things we really want to focus on here at the moment. Have we even hit no, we haven't even hit Conjuration 4 yet. But yeah, we're definitely going to be hitting 80 here soon. So that's going to be very nice. It'll be nice to figure out what throne it actually is as well. And that will be all for this turn, guys. Turn 19. We'll go ahead and head over to turn 20. Still making the hermits here out of this province. It looks like we've made one more since we've started making them. Forging enchanted pike. Possibly for the Malika here, but we definitely need to stop thugging with these guys. I know. At the time, I thought it was a good idea, but but these days, of course, months and months ahead in the future, I'm like, nope, never again. I mean, maybe one time you can cloud trap, use one in to drop a couple air elementals or fire elementals. I mean, that's good enough. But as far as putting equipment on them, sending them out there like that, you do not want to do that. I mean, if they have any equipment on them on the battlefield as your support combat mages, that is fine too. But usually it's like almost. I mean, I've actually put command items on these guys to give them more inspiration, give them higher leadership, and other things like that. But I mean, those were the main key points to my army at that point. So that will be all for this turn. That was turn 19. So let's go ahead and look at turn 20. There we go. Okay, so we have a few events here. We searched a couple of places, but of course we did not find any magic sites, unfortunately. Ulm has claimed the High Throne. We have a battle here against Independence now. I don't remember what this is. I think this is the throne above the capital. No, that's not. Okay, we're pinging the throne over there. the other throne that we see, and I assume this is a level 3 throne with a solar serpent, so maybe a throne of the sun. Not entirely sure. Fire snakes, some of them are diseased, starving, diseased and starving, diseased and starving, diseased and starving. Honestly enough, it doesn't look like this place will last all that much longer. You have recuperation, that's why you're still around. Wow, you even have an enormous cauldron of broth, and you guys are still starving. Interesting. Next, we have a battle here in Moon Sea. Very interesting name. I like the name for it. And this, of course, is against one PD, even less than there was before. Same PD type, though. But we should deal with this fairly easily. And this actually might be pretty useful having these two wolves. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, their combat speed's so fast. These skeletons should be no problem for us. We're at 105 fatigue, though. That's dangerous. That is very dangerous. Yeah, still teetering over there at the 100 mark. Would be not. Ooh, okay, so he got. I think he got hit with the drain there, actually. Because I know you can't hit the skeleton eye. Maybe you can hit the. What are they called? Acolytes there. Very interesting. We had an unexpected event happen. We got 14 pearls, 188 gold. Of course, these are always great events to see, guys. Let alone, I mean, pearls are great by themselves, but even adding a little bit of gold while we're trying to get our economy rolling here, I mean, this is great. We have fallen leaves. We got 7 more earth gems. That is very nice. That is going to help us out. Giant palisades have been completed. That's great. Got some more brigands, of course, ultimately increasing our income every so bit. Giant fort here, of course, 2 more turns here. At this point, we're just preaching, trying to push this dom out because we're spending the money elsewhere. We are searching here in 56 and building a giant palisade. How many turns? Is that 2 turns? Yeah, no, 3 turns. So we started that one this turn. You're still working. We're starting a site search, of course, and now with like Earth 2s, of course, once we hit Conjuration 4, or Construction 4, which we're working on at the moment, we'll be able to build Earth Boots, and then from there, we'll be able to build Hammer. So that's going to be very, very useful for us. I mean, we have a relatively high Earth Gem count already, Earth Gem income, and honestly, actually, Earth Gems are the highest incomes that we have, followed by Water and Fire. How interesting. And Air Gems are down at a lowly 2 there. I'm definitely going to want to change that up. I'm definitely going to want to find some more nature just to have it. Might be a good trade later on since we do have 2 Pangeas in the game. And now we see us moving all of the water randoms here out. 2 of them going over here. Possibly one searching and one building something. I'm not sure. So we have a lab here in 79. We're searching with nature there. One more turn and we'll get done with this. And we're also building a lab in 86. But if you notice, we're starting to get a couple more afflictions here and there. Still haven't figured that one out yet. And we have started moving some Malacas out just to get some site search. One of the site searches swamp early just in case there could possibly have been some nice magic sites here. Of course, there's already a canyon of sand, which is a good magical earth site because it gives you 2 earth gems. I mean, that is, what, 33% of our actual earth income at the moment. So, very nice, very nice. It looks like there is a crystal sorceress over here. That's kind of dangerous for us. And actually, if we look at it, Edrenor here, looks like they got Dom killed due to the fact of Ulm sieging these independents here. Very interesting. Next, we're going. Oh, actually, glad we didn't bump into all those white centaurs. I don't think we would have loved that there. So that was a very, very nice interaction that we missed. But we're attacking the Velvet Ocean here in 120. the Hungry Sea, the Moon Sea, the Velvet Ocean, the Sea Untamed, Black Waters, Baptizer, Typhon Sea, the Blue Beauty. I love all these underwater names. Deep Sea, Divine Ocean, Green Sea, the Broken Ocean. There's so many oceans here. Goodness gracious. Uh, Seeing, making sure there's nothing that we miss. And this turn we are hitting 80 here, Nethermark. Um, Going to definitely take that throne. I also push up to 109. I think we'll be able to take the Solar Serpent there. I'm still a little hesitant here with the Monoliths just in case. But we are moving a rather large force here into our southern territory here at 13, just in case we have an opportunity to pick off any of Jotunheim before Pangea can take them. I'm not saying that I'm saying that I'm wanting Jotunheim to die here, but we are getting ourselves ready just in case we do see that scenario happen. Because I'd much rather have a neighbor here that I've already talked to, already agreed things with. I think we talked for a little bit. Seemed like a nice guy. Have a nap 3. Of course, I want to keep that neighbor around than someone that just killed that neighbor, you know? So, and I don't think the matchup's too bad for us, but I wouldn't necessarily like fighting into him. We'd have to push our Dominion. I wouldn't want to fight in Code 3. So, there would be a lot of things we have to do. And actually, in DE, you can build rock walls. And I thought that was extremely interesting. So we're building 2 fortresses down here in the water. Probably not one of our best ideas, but we're going to ford up all these 100 gold income provinces. We do have a growing kelp forest giving us 1 additional nature gem per turn. Building a lab. Well, I already said we're building a lab here in Mark. I forgot about that. And that's really all for this turn here. We got the Cloud Mage back, took the gems off of them, set them to research in the capital. Always good to get a free mage here and there. We're sending some of these hermits out now that we are starting to accumulate some of them here just to get some site searching. I want to definitely increase our gem count here early on. I know the Melikas take a long time, and they're going to take a long time to really get searching everything. And so go ahead and start moving these around because, I mean, as far as it goes, we might be able to get Earth 2. More than likely, be a lot of searching of Earth 1s. Astral would be okay. I mean, getting any air and fire income would be amazing as well. So that would be very, very nice. And that would be all for turn 20. Let's go over to turn 21. Alrighty. So we did find a magic site, a garden of frozen flowers. And of course, we'll look at that in a moment. A well of white water. I believe the well of white water is a one water site. It is a 1 water site. And where was Garden of Frozen Flowers? That is also a 1 water site. So we went from, initially starting off at 1 because our capital gives us 1. Now we're at +7 water gems. Water is now our highest gem income here. Very interesting. Yeah, we didn't find anything else. So, next we see a battle here. Lemuria fighting Alm. So Alm, it was correct. Alm was the player that Lemuria was fighting as well. And honestly, I don't blame him if he rushed another opponent at that point. I could see Lemuria wanting to take advantage of that. I bet he has unequaled obesity here. Yep, he does. It's prowess or something. Valor. This one doesn't have one. So we have the battle here in the Velvet Ocean. Let's go ahead and watch this. Of course, with 1 PD, we don't have to sit here and watch it. We know what's going to happen, of course. We have a battle here in Nethermark now. If you remember, this is the other throne. Now, this throne is in our cap circle, so definitely good to be taking this out. Flaming arrows. Up to 19 morale here. 17 on Elite Guard, very nice. I highly doubt they'll be running anytime soon. Depends on how much we hit them in the back with arrows. Rest of these guys, they are gone. And yes, this was the province that had Circle Masters, Conjurers, Sorcerers, but it didn't look like they did much. We lost one elite soldier, or we lost 4 elite soldiers, and we lost our only light infantry that we had in the battle there. Unfortunate for them. We had an unexpected event happen. We got gold and luck, sweet. We have an ice helmet, awesome. Any nice or any equipment is great at this time. I mean, free makes it that much better. So next we're moving to Mark. We're moving our large army on top of a well of pestilence, and of course we don't know that yet. We are building a temple in Mark. And this is the Throne of Gaia here, so we get +2 to our nature, +2 growth, spreads the minion 2. I mean, that's perfect. We took growth 3, and we don't necessarily need nature gems, but of course the nature gem income is nice, so we're going to claim it anyway. Cause a few problems for our neighbors because they'll be attacked by indies for a while. So that's very interesting. We are building a lab here in 56. We are building a lab here in 13. And our fort will be done in 32 and one more turn. 3 more turns for 65 adjacent to the capital along our coastline. Forging a snake ring. I do not remember who sent me this. I don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head. We'll have to look next turn when I send it. But I know somebody asked me for it. I just don't remember who. Maybe we're making it. Because honestly, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I mean, Pangea, stuff like that. Underwater. It gives you poison resistance 25. Yeah, Pangea's capital right there. Here we also see another Melika here trying to go underwater. Fingers crossed our luck will be a little bit better this time, but you never know. Four more turns here on the forts under the water. Of course, you know underwater forts will take you 5 turns, not 4. So that is why. And now since we have taken this bit here, and there's also a coral reef here giving us an extra gem per turn. Since we've taken these 3 and left these 2, I expect him to reinforce these 2. So of course at this point we are moving over here to 152. I mean, you can possibly say, oh, well, he's going to move his army into the water and yada yada yada. Well, I just don't think so. I mean, if you're trying to cut off Alm, if you're trying to fight your or Alm, and you have an army in his territory at this point, I mean, why would you jump into the water and then take the long way back home? He would definitely be more in a defensive state here. Like I would be trying to take this stuff here, all of it. So there is that, but it is okay. It is okay. You're moving here because you're building a fort there, and I want to make sure an event doesn't happen to it. Oh yeah, and another thing as well, this province here, this underwater province, does have marrow scouts in it, so we have underwater scouts. I don't know how useful it is, but we need to make one to build a fort. Kind of nice. If I wanted scouts over in like the Pangean area, there I mean as for a cheap scout, I mean of course our recruiting war chat scouts are cheaper at 20 gold instead of 25 gold, but you know they can't go underwater. Not too big of a deal, but it might make it a lot faster to get from point A to point B over here in just water. Mages, of course. Oh man, excuse me. water mages, of course. So we have Jotun Hurlers, Geishas, Huskarls, and we see Pan is sieging this fort here. Very, very interesting indeed. As far as things go, I feel like we're doing relatively well at the moment. You can look at score graph, kind of plateaued there. It's going down a little bit, but our gem income is going up. Our regular income is going up. Of course, we have a lot of forts, and honestly, I mean the province is in a steady incline here. Income as well as an incline. Everything is going just straight up. Everything. I suppose Dominion not so much, but we're trying. And then army sides, of course, told you I've basically stopped working on units to save cash. Not sure if I'm building things in the capital, which I am, but I'm trying to use my money as wisely as I can, as efficiently as I can. So that is very, very good. And also, I mean, that should be just about it for this turn, guys. Definitely want to keep it a shorter turn here. We're stopping around the 30-minute mark. I think that will work great for us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.